Bucharest, Romania. Now, we have to determine what the next step is. The thing is, yeah, so this fight on Monday changes a few things. Changes a few things to the plan. First of all, I'm here. I'm not in Kopangan anymore. And I don't feel as compelled as I previously did to be there. Part of the thing, like Kopangan, I don't necessarily need a professional network there, or like just people there. Like I'll, spend some time there, but I'm not planning on like living there like long term. I never did. But Bucharest, for example, is definitely a city I want to network in. One of many. So building a network here in the nightlife and whatever the fuck in the everything else is definitely a valuable tool in my journey towards conquering the earth. Sales. Do I want a successful sales career? No, not necessarily. Kind of the main motivation for me getting into sales specifically when I was working on that in Kopangan was that it would give me an online source of income that would be fully remote and part-time, so I would have a consistent, reliable way of pulling money out of the internet whenever I need to. I could still do that. I mean, the fact that Max is listing another thing, sending a message to him today would be helpful with that. Getting a position like that wouldn't be so bad, because that would leave the rest of my schedule flexible to work on other things. Then the question is, what other things would I want to work on? So I've established that I can fight, or I've started to learn how to fight. I now know enough to fight the average untrained individual. That's a fact. I have not taken 4 or 5 fights and won over 50% of them. But that statistic is just from some random Reddit post. Right now I've taken 2 fights, I've lost 1, I've won 1. Therefore, I know I can win fights. But if I want to win them consistently, it would have to. Obviously, it would take some concentrated effort in making that my main thing. But it's possible. So now I have concrete evidence that I can do anything. And 6 months of concentrated effort on this one thing, despite distractions of financial nature distracting me. Spent 6 months working on this and I got the result I wanted. I now know how to fight at a very, very rudimental, foundational level. I can fight at a foundational level. So, useful. Now, why did you do that in the first place? 1, to prove to myself that I could do anything if I set my mind to it. And to do something very, very difficult, completely independent from the financial support of my parents or anyone else. Organize the whole thing. This was an achievement I went out of my way to choose, be interested in, pursue, practice, and eventually win. Fail at, and eventually win. I got through the failure and I got to the win. Now, one thing you've been doing is consistently increasing the number of months that you've been focusing on a specific thing. Before, it was like 1 month of focusing on music, then 3 months of focusing on, I don't know, was it sales, gym, something. And then it was 6 months of focusing only on Muay Thai. And you achieved exactly what you said you would. So that was basically like 2 hours a day for 6 months. You have all the numbers in your calendar. You now basically have the blueprint of how many hours and what kind of schedule it takes to get a foundational level of proficiency at any given skill using the information you have in your calendar. So, from this point, we can go anywhere. There are still a few underlying challenges that need to be solved. One, I don't have a source of income. I'm still relying on savings and other bullshit, a little bit in debt, but I'll pay that off with the savings I have. So I need a source of income. Staying in Bucharest, where I want to build a network anyway, and there are already resources that would help support me because of my family. You know, all these apartments, all the working space, the pseudo network, the fact that I speak the language, all this shit could help me, could speed up my progress significantly. It's also more competitive than Copagan, which is very nice. So, prove that I can do anything. Right, yeah. So the next question is, so I need a source of income, although I need a lot less income than would be necessary to sustain myself because I have accommodation paid for. So I can work less hours and spend more time on something else because of that. Mainly, so I don't necessarily want a fucking career in sales. I don't want to be really, really good at sales. I know the reason I wasn't performing at sales was because I wasn't trying hard enough and I didn't want it enough. Yeah, maybe I was being lazy and I didn't fucking give a shit, but there was a reason for that, evidently. If I really, really wanted to, I would have done it. Yes, I was being lazy and whatever the fuck, but the truth was I didn't want that. What I would want to do for money would be an online business. An online business that I work and grow and nurture and build up until it sustains my cost of living and I can move around anywhere in the world and still work on that from my laptop and keep making money. That's what I would want as a foundational thing, to just support me doing whatever the fuck I want. And then from there on, what would we do? So the point of the sales job was to have an online source of income that is scalable, that I could work at and make more money at. Hold on. So that's one of the challenges. One of the challenges is money. So now I know I've got the balls, I've got the self-belief, I've got the consistency, I've got a decent skill set, I've got physical fitness, I've got the resources of my family, this apartment being a good example. I've got the self-belief, the belief of others. And all this other shit. So it might be time to go into business now. I have all these things, it's about time. That might be a worthwhile focus. So there's two options, or a few options I can do there. So a full-time income, I don't necessarily need a full-time income to start building. That takes up a lot of my time. And the fact that I already have an apartment means that I would keep a lot of that money that would otherwise go to rent. But the thing is, it would take up a lot of my time, and a lot of that time and energy, and a lot of that time and energy could be better channeled towards personal projects like building my own online business and socializing and creative projects. So I did this 6-month thing to get to a fundamental level with fighting. I would also like to do a 6-month thing, or a year, to get to a fundamental level with music, for example. Yeah, I just enjoy music, man. If I have a fuck ton of money, I'm definitely having a studio in my house, because why the fuck wouldn't I? Like, if I have fuck tons of money and nothing to spend it on, I would definitely fucking spend it on music, bro. I fucking love music. Even if I haven't spent a lot of time working at it and focusing on it and feel like it's a waste of my time or whatever the fuck. Having a studio would be dope, man. But I need to work on actually like building and finishing music. But it never feels like it's the right time or it's important enough or whatever the fuck. So, what are my options? So the next theme could either be a financial theme, a social theme, or creative theme. Yes, I need to pack on some muscle and whatever the fuck, but that's not like, I've gotten to the point where I can kind of automate that just by ordering meal preps and eating enough and working out every day now that I've made that a daily fucking part of my life. You know? So fitness, I'm just going to create a routine where I wake up at 7 and work out from 8 till 9 every day. And that's it. And that's my fitness regime. And, I'll also keep training and all this shit, but I won't take it as seriously because I've now achieved a level of closure with fighting that I can comfortably move on to another focus until it's at a decent level. So social skills, that's a pretty major area of lack in my life, and it has been for the last 3+ years, something like that. And I'm feeling the fucking effects of it. So doing something about that is really fucking necessary, but having money to do something about it is very So what would help me be more social? A bartending job or a DJing job? A gig. Either a DJ career at restaurants or whatever the fuck, or a bartending job. DJ would only be fun if it was at specific bars or clubs. And a bartending job would get really fulfilling and a lot better if I was at, DJing and bartending in nightclubs or cool bars that people like to go out to. That would help improve my social life significantly. Get invited to more parties, meet more people, grow some social circles, meet more women, date more. Pretty major area of my life is there's a hole in. And I need fucking address it as soon as possible. Being a high level fighter also helps with that whole social thing. But that requires getting to fight seriously, getting better, meeting people, building your career as a fighter, whatever the fuck. Being a fighter, that's an exciting career, also very dangerous. Acting, I guess a little bit. Alright, but yeah, that's the question. So, financial, social, creative. Financial, social, creative. Which theme to focus on? Social is one of the biggest lack. Financial is a challenge right now. It's not concerning. And creative, well, it can be a number of things, but that could be combined with social. Yeah, the social aspect of it. Social aspect of it can either be combined with creative or athletic. I can either be a fighter or musician, actor, a DJ, a bartender. The whole bartending thing, like going to bartending would be less synergistic the rest of my life than being, say, a DJ. Being a DJ would also help me with music production, would help me build a bigger network, would help me meet more people, would help me invite to more parties than just being a bartender would. I also have more experience in DJing than I do bartending. It's hyper competitive though, I know that. I also could do the aesthetic if I need to, with the clothes. What do I want? I basically want that rock star personality. The rock star personality, the rock star archetype where you're so talented it's something that people respect that you can do basically whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, and people just like let you off the hook. So artists, rock stars, DJs, professional athletes, actors, any number of other things. You need to be rich for all of those things. But it's doable. So the financial thing, bartending would get you an extra level of bartending would get you paid and laid. DJing would get you laid and a social network. Fuck, man. Getting paid to DJ, that's a lot of people's dream, huh? Photography is better as like a side hobby that I just do. Not really interested in career in that. So I need a source of income, yeah, to begin with. That would either be a part-time sales job or a part-time bartending job. Both of those would be part-time because the reason that I need less money because I can have rent paid for me here, leveraging my existing network, my existing resources, which I haven't been doing up till now. That part-time gives me more freedom to focus on other projects. Those other projects could either be building a business, building an online business, building a social life, building a creative career, or athletic pursuits. Am I missing anything? No, that's basically it. Yeah, I don't really want. Yeah, I don't want a fucking sales career, bro. I don't want like a full-time job gives me very little freedom to do other things. A part-time job with the fact that my rent is paid is a good place to be. Part-time job so you can set it out like so accommodation is paid for, part-time job for income, exercising every day 1 to 2 hours a day, fundamental. Then the majority of the day is either focused on DJing or creative pursuits or building an online business. Which one makes the other one easier? Building an online business, definitely. Also socializing. So the majority of the day is focused on building an online business, okay? The evenings are spent developing my social network. Unless my bartending, I have a bartending job, in which case that's my social life. In which case the evenings would be used for developing a creative career. which would be DJing, music production, all this shit. Sounds like you could fit all of this in. You just need I don't want a fucking sales career, bro. I don't want to be good at. Alright. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have my financial support come from an online business that I create and I nurture as opposed to a sales career. Because I know I could be good at sales if I wanted to be. I know I could sell some shit if I want to be. But I need to believe in the product and whatever the fuck. And I don't really believe in the product because it's not my product. I don't want to have to gaslight myself into believing in a product or not. I mean, maybe that's what sales is, but yeah, man. So a lot of options here. I'm really glad that I took that fight, and I'm really, really glad I won it because it changes a lot of things and it helps with the self-belief aspect of it. I mean, the biggest issue, the biggest hole in my life is my social life. That is absolutely the case right now. And my social life, I mean, just my relationships in general, how I interact with people, how much I trust people, the number of women in my life, the number of friends I have, if people can trust me, my reputation, my this and that, and all that shit. That's the biggest gap in my life. Financial thing is number two. These are the two things you need to focus on basically. If you're focusing on creative shit, it's also an option. But the thing is, you need to be very efficient or getting paid to do the creative things in order for that to be legit. So building a social life is based on shared interests or building some sort of athletic career or creative career. Or working as a bartender. options. The financial thing is kind of urgent, but I think to start with, before working on the bartending thing, I think still finding something remote and sales like would still be useful for the same reasons I mentioned in Kopangan, which is now permanently have an online source of income that I feel I can get a job in and get paid scalable commitment free income for it. Rendering me free from the constraints of a boss, which is important for my identity and mental health, and fully accountable and therefore motivated for my income. So, social life. So I want the rock star lifestyle, the rock star don't give a fuck lifestyle, and I'm willing to get proficient at whatever domain I need to in order to achieve that. Either sports, either fighting, or music, or probably music, bro. I'd rather be top 1% at music or acting than top 1% at fighting. Because a fighter's career is short. Well, shorter. An athlete's career is shorter. And I can express myself, I can spend time with friends I care about, working on something that I actually give a shit about. I can dress however the fuck I want, all artsy and shit. I can meet women I'd be attracted to. I mean, in an ideal world, being an artist would be probably the dopest. This is all hypothetical, man. Talking about my dreams, talking about my goals, my wants, my desires, without taking action. The action is the important part. best? Do I want to be the best at certain things? Yes, everybody does. Obviously, some people are better disposed towards those things than others. But I'd rather be the best in something that's financially rewarding